Hey Pilates people, my name is Jessica. Welcome to Connect and Move. I have Josie here, amazing Josie. We are going to be doing a kind of a traditional or classical flow, just with some variations and some change ups here and there. So you will need your reformer, your box, and some type of like sticky pad for stomach massage, and possibly for when we play around with Swan 2 on the long box. We'll be starting with 2 heavies and a medium. So for us, that'll be 2 greens and a red. And if you don't have the green springs for the balance body, right, you can just place all your springs on, or maybe 4 springs out of your 5 springs for the heavy footwork. All right, so let's get started. All right, start by lying down on your carriage. Make sure that you are centered. Arms are stretched long and down into the mat. All 10 toes are on, heels together, toes apart. So take a moment to just feel the weight of your tailbone into the mat, the broadening of the chest, and the energy down and out through the arms. Your heels are pressing together, and every toe pad is connected to the foot bar. Go ahead and exhale out all of your breath here in that natural neutral spine. And then inhale to press the carriage all the way out, and think of getting taller as you pull yourself home. Inhale to lengthen out, exhale to pull yourself home. And even as you go out, right, every toe pad stays connected. So maybe every now and then just take a look at your toes and just see that they are still on the foot bar. Work some downward energy through the back of the legs and a push down into the foot bar. Let's do 2. Last one, get taller as you pull the carriage all the way home. Go ahead and bring your knees into your chest, and now place the arches onto the foot bar, hip socket distance apart. Wrap the toes up and over, but feel the inner edges of your heels drop down and under. And now press the carriage out on that inhale, and then exhale, pull yourself all the way in. Think full breath out, full breath in. And keep working that pull down on the foot bar. And you might even feel the back of your legs, your hips, your seat turn on a little bit more. Let's do 4. And 3. And 2. And last one here, bring the carriage all the way in. Use your exhale to pull your knees in towards your chest. Go ahead and flex your feet. Place your heels onto the foot bar, either zipped up or slightly apart. Keep your feet flexed, but the bottoms of your feet up against that imaginary wall. And then inhale to press the carriage out. And then get taller and longer. Exhale, pull yourself home. And here in this position, yes, there's a pull down on the foot bar, but there's also a little bit of a pull apart. You still have your chest expansion, arms into the mat. You're trying to get the entire back of the arm glued to the carriage. Pinky toes are pulling back. Big balls of the feet are pushing forward. Let's do 3. And 2. And last one here, go ahead and pull the carriage all the way in. Exhale, bring the knees into the chest. Come back to your little Pilates V. Place all 10 toes are on the foot bar. And then from here, again, every toe pad is connected. Keep the hug of the inner ankle bones together, and then press the carriage all the way out. Up. And then just check your toes and just see that they're still, or feel that they're still connected. And we're gonna keep the carriage out and still, and the legs straight. From here, can you curl your pubic bone back towards your navel and imprint your spine? And then can you maybe bring that pubic bone up higher than your 2 hip points a little bit more? And then a little bit more, and then a little bit more, and maybe your tailbone can hover off of the carriage. Is every toe pad still connected to the foot bar? I hope. And then lengthen all the way down, down, down. We're gonna do that again. It's a baby bridge. Keep pushing into the foot bar, push down through those big toes, relax the shoulders and the neck, and then roll back down. Are you feeling some type of back of leg, something going on? Are you feeling that? Yeah, it's like a very baby semicircle. Let's go ahead and do that again. Pubic bone curls under, curls under. Pause here at the top. Can you get your pubic bone higher than your chest? higher than your face. Oh, higher than your 2 hip points. And then roll everything all the way down. Feel your tailbone weight into the mat, find your neutral, and then lower the heels all the way under, keeping the legs straight, and then lift the heels up. Back of the legs lower down to the floor as the heels drop, and lift. Inhale as you lower, exhale as you lift. Inhale as you lower, exhale as you lift. Ooh, I am feeling a lot more lower leg bone stuff with this one. We've got 3. Relax the neck, and 2. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Go ahead and bend the knees, come all the way home. All right, from here, go ahead and straighten the legs out over the foot bar. Zip up through the inner thighs, reach the arms up to the ceiling, and then on your exhale, you're gonna roll yourself all the way up. And then if you can, teaser the legs off to the side, and you're gonna take your foot bar down. Don't worry about the springs for now. Legs go out in front of you, and then just roll yourself all the way down. And then from here, just inch away from the shoulder blocks a little bit so they're not in your way. Legs, think of them pressing down into the foot bar and the legs are parallel. Arms are just reaching to your foot bar. Take a big breath in here. And then on your exhale, I want you to curl your head, neck, and shoulders up. And then when you're here, press your arms into your legs like you're a penguin and you're trying to just glue the entire arm to your center line. Just hold, 2, 3, and then lower everything back down. Now we're gonna lift up one leg. Take a big breath in. On your exhale, lift your right leg up. Think of those toes being right in line with your forehead. Just hold, squeeze your arms into your center line, and then lower everything all the way down. Take a big breath in here at the bottom. On your exhale, left leg, it hovers. Even though the legs are split, right, the inner thighs are still working. Hug everything in, and then lower everything all the way down. Now, if you want, right, you can go back to that one leg. You just remember you're gonna have to switch. Otherwise, both legs are gonna hover up this time. Press the palms into your sides. Take a big breath in, and then on your exhale, can you hover both legs up and just hold? Hold. Take a big breath in here. And then on your exhale, get deeper into the work. Keep pressing the arms into your thighs. Take another big breath in. And exhale, deepen into the work. Pull your abdomen back. Another one here. Exhale, pull the belly back. Keep reaching the arms forward. Another one here. Exhale, empty the lungs, empty the lungs, empty the lungs. And then lower everything all the way down. From here, go ahead and flex your feet. Reach the arms up to the ceiling. Take a big breath in. And then on your exhale, you're going to roll yourself all the way up and over. Okay. Let's now drop down to one spring, one medium spring. So for us, it's going to be a red spring. We're going to turn around, face the back end of your reformer. Legs go through the shoulder blocks. Cross them if you need, right? Legs will be straight and zipped up. I want you to grab onto your long loops. And then from here, feel some downward energy through the back of the legs. There's a palm's distance behind your booty and the edge of the mat. From here, I want you to row your fists into the sternum. Today, we're gonna have palms facing down to the floor. Elbows are wide and shoulder blades are pulling apart. Start to roll the pelvis back, 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 and then pause here. Think of your pubic bone going higher than your 2 hip points, even higher than your chest. It's impossible, but just imagine it. And then from here, keep the shape of your spine. Arms go out to the side for that letter T and pause. Palms are now facing back behind you. Open up your wingspan. Use your upper back to press back into spring tension. And then from here, stack your spine all the way up as your arms reach back behind you. So right now we're in chest expansion. My fists are reaching down to the floor and I'm sitting up so tall. From here, can I press my arms back into spring tension and hold? Can you pull those collarbones apart a little bit more? And then bring the arms back in. It's a little movement. So press back into spring tension, pause here. Can you get the arms straighter? And then pull the arms back in. Little movement. Again, push back into spring tension, sit up even taller. Now turn your head to the left. Turn your head to the left. Think of spiraling up, 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 and then come back through center. Stay in spring tension. Lift and twist just your head and neck to the right. There you go. Lift, 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 and then come back through center and just bring the arms back into the carriage. Now, if you saw me and see my hands were still connected to the carriage, right, I'm still working, right, but that's just all it's moving today. So let's go ahead and do that again. I want you to press back into spring tension and just hold here. Turn your head to the left. Think of spiraling up, up, up. Come back through center. Turn your head to the right. Keep reaching down to the floor but back. And then turn your head back to center. Now, can you push back into spring tension a bit more? Now dive your head up and over. Lift the ribs. Arms are going to circle out wide to the sides and then reach them to your toes and then stack your spine up tall. So we're going to do that again, but not nearly as many chest expansions. Row the fists into the sternum. Roll yourself back. Round back, stretch back. Curl your pubic bone under more. Open the arms out to the side. Big opening of the wingspan. Press the arms back. Now you stack the spine all the way up. Your fists, they reach down into the well. Press back into spring tension. Dive the head up and over. Lift the ribs. Get those legs straight. Circle the arms around to your toes. In fact, grab onto your feet. Grab onto something. Get an extra stretch. And then stack your spine up tall. Let's do that one more time. Row the fists into the sternum. Roll yourself back. And now take your arms out to the side and pause. Your arms are so strong right now. If I was there, if I pushed down into your arms, they wouldn't move. Now press back into spring tension. Stack your spine all the way up. Fists go back to the well, stack up, sit up tall, even taller, even taller. Then you press back, dive the head up and over, arms lift, they circle around and forward, and then come all the way up. Uncross, recross the legs if they're crossed. Zip up through the inner thighs, arms come up to 90 now. Palms are facing into you. Now we're gonna stay in a flat back. You're gonna hinge back, go back. Can you go back to the plane of your hips? And then from here, we come all the way up, up, up. Find your flat back. And now the carriage is gonna move as you extend the arms out, turn your palms facing down, go back to that chest expansion. Fists are now back into the well. Press back into spring tension, dive the head up and over as the arms lift. Lift the ribs, arms circle around. Reach for your toes, and then stack back up. We're gonna do that 2 more times. Arms up at 90. Hinge back to hinge at the hip, and then come all the way back up, getting taller, taller, taller. Control the carriage as the arms go straight. Turn the palms facing down. Pull the arms down and back. Roll the chest open. Get those arms even straighter. Lift the arms, dive the head up and over. There's your tendon stretch. Circle the arms around and forward. And then stack your spine all the way up. Re-energize those legs if you lost it. Hinge back. Stable shoulder girdle on the way back. And then come all the way up, 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 up. Control the carriage as the arms go straight. Palms go down. Scoop the arms down and back. Think of the arm bones hugging your center line here. Then the arms lift. Dive up and over. Lift the ribs. Pull the belly back. Circle the arms around. And then stack your spine all the way up. From here, or you could just kick your strap off to the side. We're gonna turn around now and face your foot bar. So let's go legs straight. I want you to take your thumbs and hook them onto the straps here. Legs are straight and zipped up. You've got like just a paper's distance behind your hips and the shoulder blocks there. You're gonna keep that, all right? So from here, you're gonna sit up tall. Palms are facing down. You've got a fist grip. Zip the legs up together, point out through those toes, and then from here, just punch the arms straight out in front of you. I say straight out, more like a high diagonal, and then just bend the elbows back in. So we're gonna do this a couple times, and I want you to feel that you're still keeping that sheet of paper's distance behind your hips and the shoulder blocks. And now let's play around with the shoulder girdle. So as the elbows bend, I want you to squeeze the shoulder blades together, roll the chest open a bit, and then as the arms come back out, find a little bit of protraction, maybe a little round into the upper back. And then bend the elbows back, pinch the shoulder blades to your spine, and then maybe find a little round as the arms go forward. Bend the elbows, think of them going behind you, and then punch out through the fist, chest pulls back, fists go forward. Now hold out here. Find a little bit more of a flat back, and then lower the straight arms down to the mat, and then lift them up, up, up. Find a little baby back bend at the top as the arms circle around to the sides of the room, and then bend the elbows back in. Again, Back goes back to being flat. Lower the arms down, tap the fist to the mat, arms lift, lift, lift. Find a baby back bend as the arms circle around and back down to your sides. All right, last one here. Punch the fists out. They lower, you get taller. They lift, lift. The extension is into your upper back. Take the gaze up and circle the arms around. Now let's flex your feet. Fists go into the mat at your hips, pin the elbows back. Nod your chin, dive up and over. Think of reaching the fists below your springs, pull your belly back. Lift the arms up to shoulder height, stack your spine up tall, tall, tall. Arms lift up, find that baby back bend. If it's for you, as the arms circle around and out to the sides. Fists into the mat, dive the head up and over. Think of pulling your organs back, curl the tailbone under more. Arms lift with you this time as you stack everything up. Think of just framing your face. Arms open out wide to the sides of the room. Fists into the mat, dive up and over. Curl the tailbone under. Arms lift with you as you come all the way up, up, up. Open up your chest. Arms come down. You're gonna keep the hooking of your thumbs and now just crisscross applesauce here. All right, so you still have your paper distance behind your hips and the edge of the mat. And then instead of shave today, we're gonna do more of like, I guess like a chest press. We're gonna kind of switch things up. So elbows are wide here, okay? And you're sitting up tall, knees are pulling wide and down. From here, you're gonna punch the arms straight out in front of you. Find that the chest is pulling back, fists are going forward. And as the elbows bend wide, the shoulder blades are gonna squeeze together. And then again, shoulder blades wrap around, they reach forward, reach forward, reach forward. Elbows bend wide, chest puffs up a little bit. And if you'd like, we can add in just a little bit of flexion as the arms go forward. And then you pass through your long line, find a little bit of extension, elbows go wide. Exhale, reach forward, belly pulls back. Elbows bend wide, chest puffs up. And again, that reach comes from your back. One more here. Keep the energy into the legs and then bend the elbows wide. Now take your grip to where your forefingers are into the straps and then uncross, recross your legs. You're gonna reach the arms up overhead and find a fist grip. Knees still pulling wide and down. Find the lift out of your back, the lift of the ribs, the lift of the crown of your head, and now bend your elbows wide. Think of the elbows almost wanting to like come behind your back. And then reach the arms around and reach them up without the shoulders lifting up into the ears. Elbows bend wide and back. It's like a wide lat pull down. And the reach comes from your back. Reach, 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 reach. Think like you've got wings right now. So your wings are coming together and then they pull apart. They're fanning wide as the arms reach up and overhead. Palms, they just stay kind of facing in front of you. Reach, 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 reach. Elbows bend wide, chest stays open throughout this whole movement. Keep working that length up out of the back, up out of the crown of your head. 2 more here. Reach, 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 reach. Last one here, finish strong. Reach the arms all the way up, up, up. And then just open the arms wide and go ahead and hang up your straps. From here, we're gonna add another spring on. So that's 2 reds for us or just 2 medium springs. Foot bar is gonna stay down and you're gonna grab your box. So long box is coming on. And then we're gonna do just a little bit of prep for our swan. So you're gonna step up onto your platform or your foot bar, whatever is comfortable for you. Hands are just gonna come to the edge of the box here. You're in like a little Pilates V. Some people like to do this with your feet up against the foot bar. Some people like to do it on the inside of the frame. You pick. So from here, you're gonna bend into your knees. You're gonna lower yourself down to where the box is hitting you kind of like just below your hips, all right? So knees can either be to the outside or inside of the frame. Again, it depends on you. Just take your hands onto the box, kind of underneath your shoulders here. And then from here, I want you to let your tailbone drop, let your forehead go into the box, curl your tailbone under, and feel like you're trying to lift your belly and your low ribs, even your chest off the box, even if it's not happening. And then from here, just let everything just kind of fall down. Press those heels together, find some activation through the legs, curl the tailbone under. Try to get only your forehead and like your eyelashes onto the box. Pull the stomach up off the box and then just lower everything down. Okay, now we're gonna lift all the way up. So find that tailbone curling under, press into the arms, straighten the arms to lift yourself all the way up, up, up. And then from here as the elbows bend, think of diving up and over. So pull the ribs back as the chest goes forward and come all the way down. Let's do that again. Press yourself up. It's like kind of an articulation as you come all the way up. Roll that chest open, lift the heart. Maybe you look up to the ceiling and then nod your chin. Think of going up and over. We're gonna do that one more time. So find a little bit more work through the legs here. Press into the arms. Roll yourself all the way up. Up, 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 and then dive up and over. Hug those heels together. Now, if you want to stay there, you can. Otherwise, try interlacing the webbing of your fingers. Hands go behind the base of your skull. We're going to do that same thing. Just now we've got the resistance of our arms. So find the curl of the hips. Push the head up and into the hands. Try to lift the belly, the organs, the chest up off the box. Can you come all the way up? All the way up, open the chest, and then nod the chin, round up and over. Try to keep the carriage pulling in. I know it's super tough. Again, curl the tailbone under. Try to lift the low abdomen up off the box, up, 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 and then dive up and over. Lot of posterior chain work here. Let's do that again. Curl the tailbone under. Try to lift up, lift up, lift up, 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 and then dive up and over. Up and over. Take your hands back to the box, press yourself up, pike the hips all the way up, and then let's carefully step off. We're gonna stay on those 2 springs for your backstroke. So straps are gonna come behind you. I'm gonna place one hand on the edge of my box, my same side foot onto the foot bar, other hand on, other foot on, hips come on. I'm gonna come to the very edge. Like kind of scary edge where part of my butt cheeks are hanging off. From here, roll back, knees come into the chest, and then I want you to find to where you're barely in spring tension. So the hands might not be over your chest. Elbows are wide, knees are pulling in, chest is lifted up through the arms. Just hold here. Think of the elbows reaching wide across the room. From here, don't move the carriage. Arms and legs go straight up. They're gonna open. Now we move the carriage. They circle around, reach the fists above the thighs and hold, hold, hold. Can you lift the chest up higher as everything comes back in? Barely, barely, barely close the carriage. Carriage doesn't move. Lift up on 1, open on 2. Then the carriage moves. Reach, 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 and then resist as everything comes all the way back in. One more here. Up on 1. Open on 2, circle everything around, hold and reach. From here, can you keep the reach out through the fists? And then maybe the legs lower down a little bit. And then lift them up. They lower down a little bit, but hold here. Can they go down a little bit lower? A little bit lower, little bit lower. And then lift them back up. One more time. Can they go lower? Lower. Can you lift the chest up higher? Lower, lower. Lift them up and then bend everything all the way back in, and then let the head fall and then either hang up your straps or drop them into the well. From here, drape your legs over your foot bar, over your box, let your head hang and just reach the arms out to the side. So we're gonna do teaser today with no resistance. So feel that hug of your thighs together, the reach out through your toes, and feel like you're reaching into the strap. So there's energy into the arms here. And then as your arms start to reach forward, like they're going towards your foot bar, start to pick the weight of your head up. And then can you lift your legs up? Bend them if you got to, hold on. And then find the top of your teaser today. And just hold. Remember, you're on the edge of the box, so please don't fall. There you go. And then from here, turn those palms facing up. Feel like the reach is coming from the middle of your back. And then from here, keep reaching up into those imaginary straps as you roll down, roll down, roll down, and go all the way down to the box. Now, if that was too much onto your back, you can always start with your knees into the chest, all right? Do what you gotta do. Or knees bent, feet on the foot bar. So again, think of reaching up into those straps, squeeze the legs together, start to reach forward, curl the head, neck, and shoulders up. Everything is gonna come up, up, up. Find that your pinkies are in line with your index fingers here. Take a big breath in as your arms lower. And then exhale, reach up into the straps as the arms go forward. Inhale as the arms lower. Exhale, reach, 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 reach up in. Stay tall and long here. Exhale, reach up into the straps. Last one here. Exhale, reach. And now can you take the arms out to the side as you roll everything down, down, down. Holy cannoli. Abs on fire. All right, from here, let's go ahead and come off the box. Box goes away. Headrest is going to come up. Foot bar is going to come back up into your middle position or start position. So for our long stretch, right, we have our reformer set up, but we're gonna start with long stretch on the floor first, okie dokie. So feet, let's go your tiny little Pilates V. You're just standing off to the side of your carriage, just on the floor. Make sure you're not gonna hit anything as you walk out here. So feel that kind of wrap through the back of the legs. Go ahead and reach the arms up to the ceiling. Take a big full breath in here. And then on your exhale, nod your chin, dive up and over. Find your hands to the floor here. You're gonna walk yourself out to your plank and pause here. Hug your heels together, lift your heels up high, and feel your sternum lift away from the floor. From here, can you just step your right hand out just 1 inch? Step your left hand out just 1 inch. Right hand out another inch, and another inch. And you're just alternating. You're seeing how far out you can go. Yep. Holding the lift of the chest up, the reach of the tailbone back, and the hug of the legs together. Now hold here. Hold here with me. And then from here, I want you to just tiptoe, walk your feet all the way in, keeping the legs straight, so allow the hips to pike up, walk all the way in. Once you can't go any further, your feet are underneath your hips, you're just gonna roll yourself all the way up, bringing the arms with you. All right, so now we're gonna do it on the carriage, obviously with your hand staying on the foot bar. So kind of find a hand-foot position. Balls of the feet come into the headrest crease and pop right up. And try not to move the carriage like I just did. So think of lifting those heels up high, pull apart on that foot bar, lift the chest up away from the floor. Press the carriage back, 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 and then pull yourself all the way in. Can you close the carriage? Inhale as you go back. Fill up the back of the ribs with air. And then exhale, pull yourself all the way in, getting longer and taller. Your legs are at the party. Your seat is at the party as well. And then come all the way in, in, in. One more here. You got this. Press that carriage out. Big reach. And then pull yourself all the way in, in. Carefully lower the knees down. Take your feet up against the shoulder blocks. Make sure you've got as much of your foot connected there as you can. Go ahead and sit the hips back. Take your hands to your ankles, your heels, or maybe even the shoulder blocks. You'll know if you need to switch, all right? So keep pushing down through the hands. And then from here, start to drive your hips up, puff up the chest, take your gaze up to the wall, maybe even back behind you. And then go ahead and nod your chin, soften the chest, lower the hips all the way down. Think of like hugging a ball with your inner thighs here. Drive the pelvis up, pubic bone goes forward, chest up, let the heart or let the gaze go back, and then nod your chin, let yourself kind of fall down. We're gonna do that 2 more times. Find your inner thighs here, drive your heart up to the ceiling, and then nod your chin, lower down. Again, right, those arms, they're just doing like that chest expansion we did earlier. So upper back is engaged to open up the chest more, and then nod your chin, lower everything down. From here, hands are gonna come back to that foot bar for your down stretch. Pelvis comes forward. Push down into the arms. Find your inner thighs and energy back through your feet. Inhale to press the carriage out, keep the shape of your spine, and then exhale to lift you up, 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 up. Inhale to press it out. And exhale to bring you home, home, home. Your lower half is just doing a bridge. It's not only pressing back, but there's also kind of a slide up the shoulder blocks. Find as much space between ears and shoulders as you can here. Last one, bring the carriage all the way in, and then nod your chin. Can you keep the carriage in and then just roll yourself all the way up? Slide your heels about halfway down the shoulder blocks and pause here. Round your spine, check your neck and your shoulders, pull apart on that foot bar. And now shift your weight slightly forward to where now it's like, okay, carriage is starting to shake a little bit. There you go. From here, keep looking down at your knees, your chest, whatever. Press the carriage back, let the hips lower. Keep looking down at your stomach, whatever. And then pull the carriage in, and then think of your low abdominals, pulling that carriage in for those last couple inches. Go back into that rounded, lifted shape. Press the carriage back, find your inner thighs. Keep looking back at your feet or whatever you can, pull that carriage in. Lift the chest, lift the ribs. There you go, pull that carriage in that last couple inches. Last one here, press it out. I lied, we got one more. Keep your neckline long, pull that carriage in. Lift the chest, pull it all the way in. Keep that tailbone reaching down and your pubic bone reaching to your navel. Last one, pull it all the way in. Use your exhale in that sticky spot. And then from here, lower your heels down to the mat. Stay rounded. But now I want you to shift your weight forward and work this pull in with the foot bar and the pull in of the carriage in with your legs and your low abdominals. That right there is work. Keep the ribs lifted and the spine rounded. Now press the carriage back and then pull it in. Keep your shoulders or your face over your springs. And if I was there, my hand would be at your low back and asking you to lift your stomach into your low back. Keep working that inner thigh connection. Heels stay down here. Inhale out. Exhale, pull it in. Two more here. Inhale out. Exhale, pull it in. Last one here. Can you lift a little bit more through those upper ribs? Come all the way in and then carefully go ahead and step it off. All right. We're now going to come to, we're going to keep the two medium springs on. But now we're going to place a light, so for us it's a blue, and then another heavy, or a heavy. So right now we have two mediums, one light, one heavy. That sticky pad, or pad, whatever you have, go ahead and grab it. You're going to place it down kind of like a runway strip here, and let's get on the fancy way. So I'm going to place one hand on the shoulder block, foot, same side foot is going to go to the foot bar, other hand is on, other foot is on. And then lower the hips all the way down and take your hands to the front edge of the carriage. So all 10 toes are on, heels together, toes apart. I'm going to pull with my arms and my back. So I'm coming forward, but I'm thinking of pulling my organs and my low abdominals back off my thighs. Kind of an impossible task, right? From here, press the carriage out. Keep the belly pulling back, lower the heels under, lift the heels up, and think of getting taller in this rounded shape. Inhale as you go back. Keep the inhale as you lower. You lift and then pull it all the way in. Inhale, go out. Hold the breath, lower. Lift all the way in. We're just going to pick up the pace. Inhale out, lower, lift, pull it in. Get longer. Feel like you're looking up and over your knees. Inhale out, hold. Yep, lower, lift, all the way in. You got two. Keep that tailbone curling under. Last one. Empty the lungs as you come all the way in. Reach between your legs. Take off your heavy spring. Reach the arms up, circle them around. Either find the shoulder blocks or the mat, okay? Every day is different. So from here, lift the chest up, find a super flat back, press the carriage out. Think pubic bone pointing down to the mat. You're gonna lower the heels, lift the heels, get taller, taller, taller. Carriage comes in. Same breath, inhale out, lower, lift. Exhale, pull it in. Inhale out, lower, lift, pull yourself in. Just like footwork, every toe pad is connected, right? Chest is rolling open, just like we did for that rowing back, right? That push back into the straps. 2 more. Last one. Come all the way in, take one hand between the legs, take off that light spring. You're now on 2 medium springs. Reach the arms out in front of you. How tall can you sit up here? Keep the reach of the arms over the springs, press the carriage out and pause. If I was there and if I could push down on your arms, would you move? That's how strong the arms I want to be here. Now get taller as you bring the carriage all the way in. Press it out, lift taller, taller, taller. Pull yourself all the way in. Press it out, lift up, and then come all the way in. Press it out, hold here. We're gonna lift and twist to the left. Lift, lift, lift. Take your gaze back to that left hand. Can you turn your head even more, and then follow that hand as it comes all the way back in, carriage comes in. Press it out, lift and twist to the right. Look back, reach in both directions, and then come back to center, carriage comes in. Again. Lift, look back, even look past your left hand, and then come back to center. Again, lift and twist, look past your right hand, left arm reaches forward, and then back to center. Woo! Again, look back, and then back to center. Find your upper back here to help you twist. Lift up taller, and then come back to center. From here, legs, they're gonna come off. We're gonna keep the foot bar up, because we're gonna do tendon stretch, okay? So if you're feeling nervous about this one, you can place all springs on and just do like a bend and extend, all right? So from here, can you keep the carriage quiet as you now sit on the foot bar? I like a Pilates V, some people like parallel. So heels are trying to reach down to the floor, my hands are onto the foot bar. All right, so from here, again, carriage stays quiet. All I want you to do is just straighten the legs, dive the head forward. Push the hands into the foot bar, lift up through the spine into the ribs, and work the curl of your tailbone under, but the heels dropping down. From here, carriage stays in, just bend into your knees, lower the hips down. So remember with tendon stretch, it can be easy to just throw your weight out there, but it's really a pelvic curl, right? So it's your low abdominals that's driving the carriage out, just like you're rowing, just like everywhere else we do, okay? So let's do that again. Legs go straight. Dive the head forward. Start to let that tailbone drop and your pubic bone reach to your navel as the carriage goes out, out, out. You go as far as you want. Keep the heels driving down. Push into the arms. Bring the carriage all the way in. There you go. Pull the organs back. Pull the ribs off your thighs. And then pull the carriage all the way in. 2 more like that. Find that wrap of the legs. Space between ears and shoulders the entire time. Try to close the springs when you come in. Last one here, tailbone curls under. Reach it under, reach it under, reach it under. And then come all the way in. Keep the carriage quiet. Sit the hips all the way down. Go ahead and step off to the side. I want you to place all springs on. All springs on are here. We're gonna do a couple things before we do kind of a prep for a single leg tendon stretch. So I'm just standing facing my carriage here. Make sure you have room to your sides. You're not gonna kick anything beside you. Feet, hip socket distance apart and parallel, okay? Arms are reaching out to the side. So make fists, and once again, find those strong arms. So if somebody came beside you and they pushed down onto your arms, they wouldn't move, all right? So from here, legs stay straight, upper back stays straight. You're gonna hinge forward. Hinge forward. Feel that kind of stretching sensation in the back of the legs, and then just hinge back up. That's it. Just a flat or a straight leg deadlift. So hinge forward, keep the reach out through the arms, and then come all the way up. All right, on this next one, I want you to hinge forward. Now, I want you to tuck the tailbone under and think of it, your abdominals lifting yourself all the way up, almost kind of like a standing roll up. Let's do that again. We hinge forward and then curl the tailbone under and then round up, roll up, come all the way up. One more like that. Hinge forward, tailbone curls under, lift up through the stomach, lift up through the ribs and come all the way up. Now we're gonna do this on one leg, all right? So we're gonna start with the right leg first. So as you hinge forward, right leg goes out to the side, hinge forward, and just hold here for a second. Arms are still strong. Start to curl the tailbone under. The right leg is just gonna lower down just on the tippy toes and come all the way up. Hinge forward, right leg lifts out to the side, hold, 2, 3, tailbone curls under, leg lowers down. One more time like this. How those arms feeling? My shoulders are feeling it. Hinge forward, leg lifts up. Woo, find balance, hold. Curl your tailbone under, come all the way up, 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 up. Lower the leg down. Can we keep the arms lifted? Oh, maybe not. All right, other side. Hinge forward, left leg lifts. Hold, hold, tailbone curls under and all the way up. You might even start to feel this in your hips to initiate that lift up. Hinge forward, leg lifts. Hold, hold, curl the tailbone under, come all the way up. Oh, this side's way worse. Hinge forward, leg lifts, reach everything out to the sides of the room, curl the tailbone under, everything comes up. Now we can lower the arms down. Oh, right? Yeah, no weight on that one, no weight needed. So be careful with this one, trust your carriage, all the springs are on, okay? So from here, just to be fancy, let's place your right hand on the foot bar and your left leg is gonna circle around. Arch comes on to the carriage, like right there in the center. Now your left hand is gonna come on. So arms are gonna stay straight from here and your right leg's also gonna stay straight. You're now gonna straighten your left leg, pop everything up, right leg goes out to the side. Hold, and then bend into that knee, lower everything down. All right, so think this, all this is your tendon stretch just with your leg out to the side. So really round and lift through the ribs, push down through that left heel. Pop up, right leg comes up. Think of that right leg coming to your right armpit and then lower everything down. Whew. Again, pop it up, drop that head, lift that right leg up, 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 and then come down. Whew, this is work right here. Lift up, hold, 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 and then lower everything down. We got 2 more, you got it. Push down, lift that leg up, 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 and then down. Last one, think of that leg coming to your armpit or your shoulder. Again. Push up, lift, pull it in, and then down. And then take your left hand off. Left leg circles around and comes down. We got another leg to do. Let's see how this one does. Left hand down, right leg, circle it around and up. Find the carriage. Both hands are on. Strong reach out through the arms. Pop it up. Left leg goes out to the side. Hold. 2, 3, and then lower it down. Again, pop that leg up. Drive that right heel down. Hold. Hold, and then down. Allow that head to drop down. Lift that leg up and out. Hold, hold, and then down. Whew. So 2 more or 3 more? 2 more? I think 2 more. 2 more sounds good. Let's do it. Pop that leg up, hold, drop that head, and then come all the way down. 1 more. Make it your best one. Last one. Push down, lift, hold, 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 and then come all the way down. Right hand comes off. Right leg gracefully sweeps out to the side and down. All right, so we do not need your sticky pad anymore. You can take it away. Headrest is going to come down. You're gonna come back down to 2 medium springs and your foot bar is gonna come all the way down. 2 medium springs, foot bar all the way down. Go ahead and lie down on your back, head into your headrest here. And then before we get into our short spine, we're gonna do just a little bit of abdominals, just a little bit of prep. So grab onto your shoulder blocks or your pegs. I like my elbows being up. I feel like I can get my rib cage down into the mat better. Some people like elbows out wide, so you pick. So go ahead and bring your knees into your chest and then zip the legs up together and feel your ribs anchored down and your elbows either lift up or out wide to the side. Head pushes back into your headrest. And then as you inhale, stretch the legs out long and away. Keep sinking down through the base of the ribs. And then exhale, empty the lungs, knees come all the way in. Inhale, stretch the legs out long. Think of them pressing down into something. And then exhale all the way back in. Keep a slight nod of your chin. Feel like the back of your ears are sliding to the wall behind you. A couple more here. Inhale out and away. And exhale all the way in. Stretch those legs out. Maybe they can go a little bit further down, a little bit further down, a little bit further down, and then empty the lungs, come all the way back in. Now reach back, grab onto your short loops. Now challenge yourself here to keep the carriage quiet, and now straighten your legs up to the ceiling, flex your feet, or maybe point your toes, whichever, and then maybe you can roll the hips up and place those short loops up onto your feet. And then from here, hold here, your hips are most likely hovering, arms are back down into the mat, and now use the back of your legs to pull your heels into your seat and roll your tailbone down. All right, feel again, everything kind of settle into the mat. or your natural neutral rather. And then you're in this little froggy position. So press the legs out at a high diagonal today. We're gonna go high today. And then from here, float the legs up to 90 and then roll the hips up off the mat. Allow your chest to soften away from the chin as the hips try to go up higher. And then bend your knees into the blocks. Find just a little bit of spring tension. And then pull your heels to your seat and then roll down like a little ball. Roll down, roll down, roll down. Tailbone hits the mat. Press the legs back out to that high diagonal. All right, this just, it doesn't give you a lot of, I guess, chance for momentum having them high. So use your exhale, roll yourself up, push into the arms, close the carriage if it's available. Find that space in the front of your throat, bend the knees into the blocks. And then find the back of your legs. Pull your heels to your seat. And then roll down, stretch your waist. Tailbone goes all the way down. And then press the legs back out to that high diagonal. Roll yourself up and over. Feels that tailbone curling up and under, or over and under, whatever you want to call it. Bend the knees into the blocks. Now this time I want you to keep your feet over your face. Roll your hips away from your feet. Stretch, stretch. Stretch, and then once you feel like you can't go any further, take a big breath in, and then on your exhale, let yourself just relax into it a little bit more. And now press your heels together, pull your heels to your seat, tailbone goes heavy, and then one more like that. Press the legs out, broaden your collarbone a little bit more, float the legs all the way up and over. This is also your tendon stretch here, so can you find that curl of the tailbone under more? Bend your knees into the blocks. Feet stay over your face. Roll your hips away. Stretch your waist. Stretch your spine. Once you feel like you've gone as far as you can, give yourself an inhale. And then on your exhale, let everything relax, relax, relax. And then press your heels together. Pull your heels to your seat. Tailbone hits the mat, and go ahead and take the straps off. Go ahead and hang them up. And then roll yourself up. Your headrest is going to come back up. We're gonna stay on those 2 medium springs, and your foot bar is gonna come back up for your for knee stretches. But just like we did with long stretch, we're gonna do a little mat variation of knee stretch on the floor. So come standing in your station or right in your space here. Make sure you're not gonna hit anything out in front of you. And then let's go feet kind of that hip socket distance apart here. All right, reach the arms up to the ceiling, and then just round down, dive down, take your hands to the floor, just in front of your feet. Now walk your hands out maybe like 1.5 feet away from your feet. Feel free to adjust. Hands or shoulder width distance apart. Now from here, lift your heels up high, round your spine, bend into your knees, sit your hips back, and then can you drop the knees down so like they're low? And I can already tell I need to walk my hands out a little bit more. All right, so I'm pushing into my hands, my hips are sitting back, my inner thighs are at the party. Now from here, can you launch yourself forward, getting the legs straight, and then bend into the knees, sitting the hips back. Chest is gonna go past your hands, that's fine. Round into the spine, bend into the knees. So here's your knee stretches from the mat, or from the carriage onto the mat. Keep rounding and lifting up through the ribs. Keep those heels lifted and driving back into those imaginary shoulder blocks. How them thighs feeling? We got 3. Lift the organs off the thighs. 2. And last one here. Bend into the knees. Walk the hands back in. Drop the heels down. Straighten the legs. And then roll yourself all the way up. Bring the arms up to the ceiling. Open the arms out wide. Take them down to the sides. All right, let's do that on the carriage. So kneeling on, we're gonna go right for knees off. We're just gonna do it. So heels, get them connected, or as much of your foot to the shoulder blocks as you can. Round into your spine, pull the foot bar apart. Whoo, you ready? Yeah, we're just gonna do it. Just do it, all right? So can you keep the carriage in? Float the knees up, press the carriage back, stay rounded, pull the carriage in. So as you do this, start to sit the hips back, just like you did with the mat. Think of the hips going over your feet as the carriage comes in. Curl that tailbone under. We got 4. And 3. And 2. And one, lower all the way down with control. Whew, okay, so let's take a spring off. I want you to take your foot bar, drop it all the way down. We're gonna go right into some kneeling arm series. So we're gonna start grabbing onto your long loops, and we're gonna keep the hips down on the heels for now, if that's okay for you. So palms are facing forward, you're sitting up tall, arms are straight. Reach the arms out in front of you, and then lower the arms down. So even though we're just sitting on our heels right now, I still want you to think of the inner thighs being here, right? So there's still some action there. And these arms, these are your teaser arms, right? So reach them forward. Good, now hold the arms up and forward. Open them out to the sides, keeping them in your peripheral. Lower them down to your hips, and then reach them out in front. Inhale, reach them up, and then exhale, lower. Inhale, reach them up, and then exhale, lower. Now let's switch up the breath. Exhale, reach them up, and then inhale as they come down. Exhale, scoop them up, and then inhale, lower. Last one. And exhale, lower. All right, so now I want you to lift the hips up. How them thighs feeling? Ooh, they're talking to me. Yeah, especially after those knee stretches. So once again, find your inner thighs, find a push back through your feet. Palms stay reaching forward. Reach the arms up to that kind of high diagonal, and then lower the arms all the way down. Inhale, reach them up and away. And exhale, lower down. So when you inhale, reach them forward, I want you to breathe into your low ribs, breathe into your back. And exhale down. Now let's add the circles. Inhale up, and then exhale, lower down. And if this breath pattern doesn't work for you, right, please switch it up. Inhale up, and exhale down. Strong push of the arms. Last one here, and come all the way down. Now we're gonna circle the arms around, reach them up and overhead. So that chest or that shoulder press we did earlier, we're gonna do it here. So there's a slight pitch forward, tailbone is heavy, bend the elbows wide, think of squeezing your shoulder blades together, and then open up your imaginary angel wings as the arms go back out wide. Wings are closing, wings open. And as the arms go straight, you're trying to like reach them up and away without the shoulders creeping up into the ears. Don't forget about those inner thighs. Neckline is long. Let's do 3 more here. Pinkies are wrapping around those straps. Last one here. Reach the arms up and away, and now open them out wide and just lower the hips down with control, and go ahead and hang up your straps. Lost my train of thought there. That's what it was. Oof. Yep. All right, from here, the foot bar is gonna go back up, and we're gonna come back to your 2 medium springs. 2 medium springs are on, so 2 reds for balanced body. Make sure your headrest is all the way down. We're gonna do another inversion. So make sure that, right, for all of these inversions, the weight's going into your shoulders and not your head and neck. So extra challenge here. I want you to straighten the legs up to the ceiling, and then find your feet into the long loops this time, and then pull your heels to your seat, tailbone sits heavy. All right, so for the long spine for today, we're just gonna focus on not moving the carriage, all right? So arms are weighted into the mat, straighten the legs up to the ceiling. We'll start with legs zipped up together. So tailbone is heavy, you're in your natural neutral, chest is open. Now without moving the carriage, can you roll the hips up off of the mat? Think like a jackknife. So strong push into the arms. Ooh, I gotta move my carriage a little bit. And then from here, open the legs a little bit, and then just roll down. Roll down, stretch the waist, stretch the waist, stretch the waist. Tailbone gets heavy. Zip the legs up together. Anchor down through the arms. Roll the hips up, up, up. Remember, chin away from chest at the top, relax the neck, open the legs a little bit, and then roll down, roll down, roll down, roll down. Once the tailbone is heavy, zip the legs up, and then roll yourself all the way up, up, up. And now keep the legs zipped up together this time as you roll down. So there's a constant push of the back of your legs away from your chest. Once your tailbone is down, this time we open up the legs a little bit and then roll up. We're staying in parallel the whole time. Up, up, up. You go up as far as you want. Zip the legs up together. Keep the big toes reaching up to the sky as you lengthen, lengthen, lengthen all the way down, tailbone heavy. Open up the legs a little bit and then roll up. Keep those upper arm bones weighted into the mat. Zip the legs up and then lengthen. Ribs drawing to your pelvis all the way down. Last one like this. Open up the legs, roll yourself up. Legs stretch up, shoulders stay heavy. Zip the legs up and then lengthen down. Hug your inner ankle bones together a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. And now bend your knees in. Go ahead and take the straps off. Hang them up. And then from here, straighten the legs out over the foot bar. Roll yourself all the way up. Extra challenge, just teaser the legs off to the side. And you're gonna come back to your footwork springs. So I believe that was 2 heavies and a medium. I'm over here putting all the dang springs on. Go ahead and roll back down or lie back down and place your headrest up. So all 10 toes are on. Hips socket distance apart. We're just going to finish with our pelvic lift and our running. So arms are weighted, tailbone is heavy, press the carriage all the way out. Allow your shoulders and your neck to relax. Drop your right heel under as your left knee bends, and then switch. You are coming back up through those high heels each and every time as one heel is actively driving under, the opposite, or the toes are going up and over. Feel free to place your hands on your pelvis, your stomach, for that extra feedback. All right, stable pelvis. We have 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Go ahead and lift the heels up high, bend the knees, come all the way home. Let's come onto those heel pockets or like the base of your arch, and then like shoulder width distance apart. Slight turn out here. So remember your headrest is up, so we're keeping the ribs down into the mat. From here, go and roll the tailbone up off the mat so your hips are hovering, even if your cheeks are still touching. Keep this pubic bone curling back to your navel sensation, and then press the carriage out, 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 and then drag the carriage in, in. You're trying to keep that like 2 to 3 inch hover of your tailbone off the mat the whole time. So every now and then I like to take like my fist and place it underneath my tailbone and just feel, right? Is it going up and down, up and down? The entire back of the arm is weighted into the mat. Right there's your chest expansion. And then each time you bring the carriage in, remember you're trying to get taller, but also play around with the idea of pulling in on the carriage, keeping that turn out. We have 2. And last one, empty the lungs, exhale to come all the way home, and then roll that tailbone all the way down. Straighten the legs out over the foot bar one last time. Reach the arms up to the sky. Use your exhale to roll yourself all the way up. Grab onto your legs or the foot bar. Just give me a little flex and point of the feet. Maybe a little rock from side to side. And you are done. Nice work. That was fun today.